It is 1:22 at Roblox HQ. Welcome to our weekly game spotlight. This is your first-hand look at what's new, what's trending, and what's under the radar here in the world of Roblox. I'm Max, taking turns co-hosting with Jack on your weekly streams. And first of all, I hope you're having a wonderful Monday. Hopefully those Sunday blues have melted away and you're ready to settle down and watch some streaming. So let's talk about what we're playing today. We've got Theme Park Tycoon 2, and basically an overnight sensation. This game right now has over 18,000 concurrent players. That is crazy. I haven't seen that in a long time, and my job demands me to watch the games page very closely, so I'm speaking from a little bit of experience. So let's jump right in and see what this game is all about. Made none other by den_s. So let's jump right in. Got it all pulled up. So I was playing this game earlier today and I was hooked from the beginning, but I want to start from the beginning and start with the tutorial to give you a little background and see how you can start and just give you a little info. So you start out, you got your theme park name here, you've got a like button. I guess that's when other people visit your park, they can come in and like it. So it takes you through. You start by building your first ride, and you see this bar at the bottom. I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's a bar down here, and that shows your rides, stalls, scenery, paths, terrain, all that fun stuff. So this right here is the Teacups ride, and that's a very low-key ride to get started. And then you place your entrance and your exit. So you've got your ride, you've got the entrance, you got the exit. Now you need to build the queue paths and the exit path. So very similar to Roller Coaster Tycoon, all those games. Sim Coaster I've played. I'm trying to, oh, right, you got to select the queue paths. So I've played Roller Coaster Tycoon 2, Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, Sim Coaster, Sim Theme Park. I've also played Thrillville. So this is all very familiar to me, which is really cool, and it's really cool to see this being implemented in Roblox. So we've got the paths, great. Now it's saying, click on your built ride to open up its menu. And just like with all the roller coaster games I've played, if you want to open it up, you got to choose it and you got to click open. So choose it, open, and wow, it's $10 to play. So that better be a fun teacup ride, and it looks like people are getting in line, so obviously people don't mind. So if you got to have rides at a theme park, you also got to have food, right? Everybody loves food, and we've got a nice little selection down here. We've got soft drinks, pizza, ice cream, fries, slushy, and hot drinks, of course. So it's asking us to put down soft drinks, so let's go ahead and put that down. Got to rotate it with the R key to make sure it's next to the path. Perfect. We've completed the starting tutorial. That's great. Use the save button at the bottom of the screen to save. There's no autosave yet. So that's a really important thing to remember. Make sure you click save. There's no autosave yet, so if you decide to jump in and you're playing this for hours at a time, make sure you're saving it. Again, that's at the bottom. You can see it now, great. You can see this little floppy disk. That's the save button. Hit that, and that's how you save. So we just started, we've got a few people running around here, and what's really neat and what's really reminiscent of the Roller Coaster Tycoon games is you can actually click on these rides, and I can actually scale this up a little bit. You can see things like guest satisfaction, excitement, intensity, and nausea level, which is surprisingly high for this type of ride. It looks like it's very slow and not really that intense, so seems like that's an interesting metric. And you can also see what guests are thinking about that ride. So you're seeing Teacups is extremely cheap. I want to ride Teacups. Teacups is extremely cheap. So on and so forth. And I think that's really cool. And let's see what we can see on these stalls. You can choose the color and the cost, which is great. And also, if you look at the bottom right, you've got settings. You can choose how many visible guests you'd like, guest updates, music, sound, night vision. And you can also name your theme park and change the entry cost. And also, you can co-build with players. So if you have a friend you really want to build with, you can type in his or her username here and bring them in. And so we got a basic part right here. So real quick, I'm just going to show you a few of the other features that you can use to build. And I'm also, after that, I'm going to jump into a theme park that I've pre-built and start working on that and show you some of the cooler stuff. So we showed you the rides here. These are the gentle category. You've got your regular teacups, observation tower. And you've got more intense stuff like the drop tower, space rings, twister, swinging ship, topple tower. And then you've got the roller coasters, which is really cool. And then water rides, transportation. Then you've got your stalls, food, restrooms. Then you've got all these scenery, bushes, rocks, crystals, trees, fences, walls, roofs, just about everything you can think of. Signs, which is really cool. You can customize those. And paths, of course. And terrain. Can't forget terrain. So I'm going to jump out of this real quick and open up the game that I was working on earlier. Got to jump back in. And I was basically started, I haven't built any roller coasters yet because I haven't had the money for it, but that's okay because I'm going to buy some money. And rolling into some changes here. Let's see if we can get this game pulled up, and I'll show you what I got. Maybe. Oh, computer's loving us today. Let's try again. Play. Here we go. I think we got it. Maybe? Yes. Starting Roblox. Just a matter of time. So the first roller coaster game I ever played was Roller Coaster Tycoon 2, and I think it is one of the best PC games I've ever played. I love it. I think it was actually written in, for you programmers out there, it's written in assembly language, which is basically, from what I hear, I'm not a programmer, so I don't know, but from what I hear, it's pretty intense. It's a pretty intense language. And I also played Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, which was released by Atari, and not too crazy about it, but I still played it, and I played the expansion packs, so I had a lot of fun. And way back in the day, I played Thrillville, which was, I can't remember what console that was on, but I only remember bits and pieces of it. I think that was back when the Blockbuster days, when you rented a game and played it only for a little while. And just a quick update on what's going on. Just trying to get into the game here. We're running into a little bit of a technical difficulty. What's that? Okay, so we're just gonna see if we can get these issues sorted out. We will be right back. Stay with us. Okay, sorry about that, guys. We are back in Theme Park Tycoon 2 by Den_S. And as you can see on screen, this is a park I was working on earlier. Just going to show you some little things that we've got. You've got all the fences, lights, flower beds. So I'm going to quit talking about it and actually start building now. So let's see what we've got down here for rides. I've got currently $10,000. So what I want to do is, before I jump into a roller coaster, I want to try a more intense ride. So let's see, we've got Frisbee and Topple Tower and Swinging Ship. Actually, if you ever go to the carnival and you see this, I've seen this thing called a million things. I've heard it called Cyclops, Tyrannosaurus, or not Tyrannosaurus, what's that from Tasmanian Devil, that's right. Because it spins around, and it's actually one of my favorite rides. So I'm gonna drop this right here, and that's not supposed to happen. I wonder what that is. I don't see the ride, and I don't see that ride either. Okay, let me exit and re-enter and see if we can get the ball rolling. Let's see, leave, get back here, make this bigger, hit play. One more time, folks. Loading up pretty quickly. Perfect. Right back here. And that's not my theme park. That's somebody else's theme park. Takes a couple seconds for the menu to load up. Here, we've got it loaded. Perfect. Let's load this back up and jump right. Did I hit the wrong one? No, that's the right one. All right. Oh, and there's people now. Great. All right. We are back in motion. So let's pick up where I left off with the Frisbee. So that was back here, right? Let's see. I'm gonna utilize the space offered by the map and sort of put this in the back corner. So as people are driving by, they can see it. And then a queue line here, exit maybe here. And build this path real quick. Stall scenery, paths. You got different kinds of paths too, but I want to have like a uniform aesthetic, so I'm going to use the same one. I'm going to drag this over. You can click and drag to make the path. That's actually not a queue path. So if you make something and you messed up, there's the delete button down here on the bottom right. Just click those, click each one you want to delete. So I'm going to do that and go back and select queue paths. So the queue path has the blue line on it, and that indicates that it's a queue line. So this is where people stand in line to get on the ride. Let's see if I can change that up real quick. So I got to delete those two. All right, finish. Did the same mistake again. That's the regular path, not the queue path. So I'll go back, get to the queue path, finish this right up. So with the queue path, now we got to do the exit path. So I'm going to click and drag this one. It's actually a different color. So drag this along. And I'm going to connect this over to the food court that I have over here. Right there. And first things first, got to open this ride so people can actually enjoy it. So I'm going to close that, click this, and open. I'm going to rename this ride to the Cyclops. Cool. Close that up. And shortly, people will start lining up and playing. And I've got a little stray path right here I'm going to get rid of. So that's how you place a ride. So I'm going to decorate this a little bit with some scenery. And to show you how that works, I'm going to start by putting some bushes around the corner here just to separate it a little bit, make it stand out a little bit more. This was always my favorite part of playing all the theme park games in childhood, is making them look nice. And because if you have just the rides, yeah, you got the rides, but you know, they got to look nice, right? So I'm maybe going to put some, it's a cool looking tree. I'm going to put these, line these along the back to kind of separate it. So line this one here, here, here. Nice little array there. And if you have trees and bushes, you gotta have some rocks too. So I'm gonna put those down right here. Here, right by the entrance and exit. Maybe something cool to put in the middle. How about crystals? Crystals actually light up, so that's even cooler. So along with the scenery, you've got path essentials, right? You've got benches and lights. And for this, I'm actually gonna spread some lights around. These are like sort of outdoorsy lights. See if I can put this here. Just kind of light this up a little bit. And if you notice, when you're placing objects, the entire world lights up ever so slightly so you can see better what you're doing. So if you see, you close this, it gets just a little bit darker. So I'm going to continue putting down some, let's see, props. So right, we've got to go back to paths. Perfect. Path attachments. So I'm going to lay down some more of these lights just to light up the paths a little bit better. Perfect. Put a few more over here. Nice. So these queue paths don't have any gate or fences on the sides of them, which is what most, if you in any theme park, that's what most of them have. So I'm going to go ahead and lay down a few of those. I'm going to go over to fences and walls, and let's see how this looks right here. It's cool. That looks like a pretty standard queue line fence. So I'm going to lay these down all the way. And then when if you've got some dead space like this in the middle, you can go into the props and scenery section and see if you can add some cool things to fill up that space.
The petting zoo.
Yes. If there's ever a petting zoo, definitely implement that into your game. That would be a sight to see. Have a bunch of Roblox themed pets just chilling out. That'd be cool. And you could guys could go in and buy the feed and things like that. That'd be neat. So there's one thing I'd like to add right in the middle here just to make this a little bit more feng shui, using those SAT words. So let's see, we got props, others, and somewhere in here there's a water fountain, maybe, let's see, fences, walls, roof ceilings. It's somewhere in here, I'm not lying. Maybe I gotta scroll down a bit. Maybe it's in others. No, let's see, paths, attachments. Let's check terrain real quick. Maybe it's, oh yeah, so we got water, so that's definitely an option. Or we can jump in and, okay, this is making me crazy a little bit. I know a water fountain's in here, I just don't know where it, food? No, it's not in there. I thought it was in scenery. In here?
Yeah.
Not in here.
Two more over, there's a fountain.
Oh, there, of course I couldn't see it. The camera is in the way. Great, I'm not going crazy. So I'll jump this right there. Perfect, fountain. It's a nice looking attraction, so let's see. The only thing that I wish I could do is ride the rides, and obviously I can't do that yet because this game, like I said, just came out probably just over 24 hours ago. So a lot of new developments are going to be coming in from the developer, which I can't wait to see. And hopefully one of those is riding the rides. So there's one more thing I'd like to do over here. I'm going to put up a little sign. So that's actually over in paths. No, it's not. Sorry, guys. It's in others. So you've got two different kinds of signs. You got a sign with an arrow, which is what I'm going to use. And I'm going to click off this, jump into Cyclops. Perfect. So everybody knows that that's the ride right there. And cool, so we've got a nice little start to our park here. We've got a nice little food court. We've got a gentle ride. We've got a more intense ride. Now I think it's time to build a roller coaster, and I'm gonna have to get some monies before I do that. So I'm gonna get some real quick for your viewing pleasure. So 110,000. Wow, I can get 133,337, I believe that is, for 1,000 Robux, which is a pretty good deal. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that. And I haven't actually built any roller coasters on here before, so this will be an experience. So let's try this out. So first thing, go down to the rides category, over to roller coasters, and then let's do steel coaster. Let's jump right into the excitement. So I'm looking at the arrow. Let's think about this a little bit. So I want to try to make this go around the park. So it's like going up and down around the perimeter of the park, even though I'm sure eventually I'll be able to commandeer the land that's in brown that's around me. I'm just going to go ahead and build this to the lay of the current park. So I'm going to get this started right here. Okay, and again, these controls are very, very similar to the Roller Coaster Tycoon series. Almost very similar, almost like a replica. So let's see, we got station segment and brakes. So we'll build a few more blocks here. So build that. Looks about right. So let's get this started. I want to start this going steep. And when you're going upwards, you got to make sure you got the chains so the cart can actually go up the track. And that is station segment. The other one's brakes. Okay, perfect. So let's build that up. Can't go too high. We may not have enough room, so I'm going to take it back just a little bit. Got to play with the camera here. Let's see. Move this. See if I can move that back down. Don't want to destroy the entire ride. That's okay. So let's see if I can update the track by itself. So let's see. Edit ride track. That's what we want. And then set primary color, set secondary color. Oh, okay, we got two different options. We got the basic coaster creator, and the advanced coaster, which is, of course, coming soon. Right. Should have guessed. That's okay, it's under development. So, all right, we got the undo button, perfect. I can see it now. We're gonna move that back down. And so I'll straighten this out. You know what, I might have to move this back just a tad because I don't think I'll be able to clear that turn right there. So I'm gonna delete this structure and start over. So get back to rides, over to roller coasters. Let's try this again. So I'm gonna start maybe right about here. Perfect. Build out that station. Go straight, let's see, straight up. Perfect. Oh, I probably did have enough room. I just wasn't sure. Okay, so I can probably turn that a little bit more. Great. I'm gonna go up some more. So I want this to be pretty intense. Go up. Zoom out a little bit. And apparently there's a height limit. Okay, so I'm gonna undo that, even that back out. No? Okay, gonna undo one more. All right, there we go. Bring that straight. I'm gonna have this go, see if I can make this go straight down. Yes, and I'm wondering if I could be able to go into the terrain. Let's find out. Nah, I'd probably, at this point in the development process, I'd have to remove the terrain probably by hand to do that, and that's a lot of work, so I'm not gonna do that right now, so I'm just gonna level it out right before it hits the bottom. See if I can make that. A couple more. There we go. Perfect. So that goes straight down. And naturally, I'd like to see more things like loop-de-loops, banked curves. That'd be really cool. But for now, we've just got the basics, and that's cool. So I'm going to turn this a little bit, make this go sideways, maybe loop this back around, and then go back up a little. Got to finish that turn. Go up just a little bit. Because, I got to make it interesting. Back down. Nope, too much. Got to back up some more. Bring this down, maybe pull this back over. I want this to go up one more time, and I think I have enough room. So that's perfect. So I'm going to bring this over, start this, pull this upwards. I might have to have chains here. I'll put them in just in case. Don't want to make it, I don't think I can make it that high. I just want to see. No, okay. Hit the wrong button, but I'll go ahead and build the entrance and exit. That's okay. Maybe. Oh yeah, gotta put it outside the station platform. Cool. So let me select this and finish our coaster, and then we can start testing it. So let me just finish this track real quick. Edit. Not sure if I'll be able to finish that, so I will... Sorry, still getting used to the controls. I don't want to hit that destroy button because that'll get rid of the entire thing. I gotta get used to hitting undo. So edit ride track. Undo. And bring this up just a little bit. Back down. And then finish this off. Oh, you can make the bank curve. Cool. Awesome. So I want this to come over just a little bit more. No, can't do it like that. It's okay. Maybe I'll just have this, maybe I need to have this level out first. Then finish the turn. It's probably not going to line up, so I'll undo a couple more. Let's see, the only thing this doesn't have, which is kind of essential to any sort of simulation game where you build, is it doesn't have a grid. Now it snaps to a grid, but it doesn't show the grid on the grass. So right now I'm just kind of eyeballing everything, but that would definitely be something nice to have in the future. So let's finish this off. And is that gonna level out? Yes, perfect. And we got the entrance, we got the exit already, so we don't have to worry about that. So the first thing we gotta do is test this roller coaster. So I'm gonna choose testing. Let's see what happens.
They're saying you can hit F to ride it.
Oh, you can actually ride it. Oh, awesome. So, uh-oh. And I see the problem. There's, I thought I put chains right there, but apparently I didn't. Nice. Okay, so let's fix that up. I don't know why this is showing right here. I've already done this. Maybe I can escape. No? Okay. Select something else. There we go. Cool. All right, so before we test this, I gotta edit this track once again, see if we can, oh yeah, we gotta close it first. Edit the track. All right, let's move through this. Can I select a piece? Destroy it. Oh, I don't want to destroy it. Well, see, the thing is, if I hit destroy, it's going to delete the entire structure.
No, yeah, I'm saying like you gotta get delete a piece.
Mm-hmm. Delete a piece. So something I also just noticed is special pieces here. So you can also have all those other things I was talking. Oh, so you can have spirals. Okay, I just didn't even notice that button right there. Okay, perfect. And you can bank. So that's that right there. Perfect. And, I'm looking at this. I don't know if there's a way to maybe toggle through these tracks and see if we can select an individual piece. Might just have to delete the whole thing, but that's okay because I just noticed these special items, which I'm definitely going to use. So let's do that. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this. Bring this over to destroy. Firm. Perfect. Start from fresh. So once again, roller coasters. I'm gonna go through this as quickly as I can because there's other things I want to show you. So again, I'm gonna start back here, station track, boom, boom, boom. And bring this up. Make sure I got toggle chain lift selected. Perfect. And it is showing up on there. That's great. All right. So similar thing as before. Bring that up just a little bit. Put a little turn here. And bring this up just a little bit more with the chains. And a little too high. That's okay. I keep hitting destroy. Max struggles. Okay. Hit this. Let's see if we can make this work, folks. All right, undo. That's what we want. And the chain is still selected. Perfect. Undo. Maybe I just have to do once. No? Come on. All right. So we can't make it that tall. That's okay. I'll just make it a little bit more tall. Flatten it out. Cut off the chains. And let's see what we can do with this loop-de-loop under the specials category. Oh, okay. Grayed out. Maybe I have to level it a little bit more. Maybe. Maybe it's got to be totally level. Just didn't mean to do that. Perfect. So we want to spiral up. And that's not a spiral. Maybe I misunderstood. Let's see. Spiral, wide spiral, chicane? Chicane? I don't know how to pronounce that. Maybe that's it? No? Okay, that's like a strife. Okay, never mind. Spiral. I mean, spiral is what we want. Okay, so it looks like you can't have loop-to-loops just yet, but that's okay. I'll settle for this right now. Bring this in. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's awesome.
It is a spiral, you just have to keep going.
Right, okay, cool. What I was talking about is like a loop-to-loop that goes like up and then around.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Okay, awesome. So bring this down.
Those just keep adding those pieces.
So I'm going to bring this over. Whoops. Undo that. Turn this slightly to the right. Stream it over. Same thing as before. Actually, I can't do that because the entrance and exit's going to be over here, so I got to bring this up before we get back down. So I'm going to bring this up a little bit. And that should have enough momentum to bring it up. I shouldn't have to put any chains there. So let's finish that turn. Bring this over. This is a really basic roller coaster, but that's okay. Let's bring this back to the station platform. Can we make it? Yes. All we got to do is strife over the specials to the left. That'll do perfectly. And all we got to do is lower it and flatten it back out to meet the station. Great. So I'm going to put the entrance up to the front and the exit back over here. And I'll worry about the queue lines later, but right now I really want to ride this. So I'm going to hit testing, and I'm going to hit F. Perfect. So let's toggle the camera. Perfect first person. And I guess if I moved to a cart that was closer, I'd be able to get to the front of the roller coaster, which is actually my favorite part of riding in the roller coaster is the front, because I feel like I'm driving. So it's going up this hill. I'm going to take a sip. Let's see how this is. Rex, do you hear any sound effects? Maybe?
No?
No? This is really, really smooth. I like how the camera stays with the roller coaster. A lot of roller coasters I've ridden before, the camera, like, it's going all over the place. But this is neat. I like this. All right, I think we're ready to open for business here. So I'm gonna, first I gotta make the queue lines though, of course. So let me take care of that really quickly. Make sure I hit queue pass, great. And drag this over. I'm gonna make this a little bit more crazy. Make it look like a queue path should look. This is a roller coaster. A lot of people are gonna be riding this, I anticipate. So get a little bit more space. And probably later on, I'm going to connect more paths through here. So I'm going to go ahead and hook this up right here and get the path. Let's see, right there, cobblestone. That's what we'll be working with. Bring this over, connect this to the other exit path that exits from the observation deck, rather, not an observatory. And got to open this. Wow, $25. That's an expensive ride. I hope it's worth it. And we will certainly be able to see what people think about it. So, looking at this, you can kind of do what I did earlier, is add all these fences here and maybe pretty that up. I'm not going to do that just yet. I want to experiment with some other things. But definitely want to add a sign. So I'm going to go back to scenery, others, and sign. Let's see what other kinds of signs we got. Actually, you can get a wall with a sign. So if you've ever been to Six Flags or any sort of roller coaster theme park, the scenery they have around roller coasters is really intense. It's like really awesome looking. So you have the ability to do that here, and the fact that it's so early in development that you can add so much scenery is awesome, I think. So this particular wall right here has a sign, so I'm going to add that, and maybe I have to flip it around. Yeah, I'm going to have to flip that back around. So I'm going to delete and add that back. Perfect. Yes. Cool. And before I add text to that, I want to see what these other walls look like. Got a wall. So this will be a good opportunity to play with the terrain a little bit. I'm going to sort of raise that terrain in the middle after I finish adding the walls. So while I'm building here, a little fun fact. Even though I grew up playing roller coaster games, I never actually rode roller coasters or even started riding roller coasters until very recently. In fact, the first roller coaster I ever rode was a few weeks ago at California's Great America, which is over in San Jose, I believe. And I'm just going to name this Green Machine. And something really interesting I noticed, a few weeks later, I went to Six Flags Discovery Kingdom, and even though the rides were more intense, there was something about the first roller coaster, like it was very almost romantic, and not romantic, that was a weird word to use, but you get what I mean. There was something, it was like the first roller coaster you ever ride is going to be probably, if you've never ridden them before, to me, no roller coaster will ever be as fun because your adrenaline's going, you're having a great time, you're with friends, it's just a great time all around. And the only reason I didn't do it when I was younger is because I had a terrible, disgusting fear of heights, which it took me coming to California and being an internship and spreading my max wings and flapping my max wings a little bit to get into, and it's been great. I highly recommend it if you've never done it before. So I'm going to put some crystals here for some nice aesthetic lights. Maybe put something big in the middle like a tree. There we go. So if you didn't notice, you can also angle the terrain, which let me demonstrate for that for you real quick. And you can also paint the terrain. So if I wanted to put like a little, let me get some dead space. Say I wanted to put a little mountain right here in this green space right over here. I can be able to do that. All I got to do is, you see these pink blips at the corner here. You just manipulate those to your liking. So I'm going to bring this one up. Kind of hard to see, but there's a point right there at the corner. Bring that up to 24 meters. Let's see, bring this up a little more. And I'm sure you could spend hours upon hours upon hours doing really cool stuff like this. I don't have a whole lot of time, so I don't want to get too focused on one thing because I want to show you everything this game offers right now. I'll just show you a little bit. So I'm going to finish doing this. Not really sure what this is supposed to be, but it's, it's something. I want it to be abstract, put it that way. It's a nice little abstract mountain we got going on here. Pretty rugged looking. Kind of theme park-esque. And it looks really neat. Cool. So it doesn't look like a mountain at all. In fact, I don't even know what it looks like. But it's something. And this is something that we can paint. So we've got rocks. So I'm going to sort of paint that up real nice over here. Maybe surround it with something, maybe some sand. Make this a little bit more of a themed sort of desert area right here. You can also click and no, you can't click and drag. Okay, so you can click and drag for the pass. Can't click and drag yet for painting terrain, but that's okay. Just do that real quick. Under that rock. Cool, so we got like a little sort of desert thing going on. And I'm gonna decorate this with some desert themed items. So let's look at our props. We've got a pile of gold, cool. Dynamite, nice. Let's get some crates. Just kind of all over the place right now. That's okay. Let's see what else. We got lantern. Oh, that's cool. So we got lanterns. So I'm going to see if I can put these up here on top of the rocks a little bit. Doesn't really go with the rocks, but that's okay. See what others we got. Signs, marquees, cool, fences. Roofs. You can also make buildings, so let's play around with that a little bit. Say I wanted to put a building that was, maybe instead of having these stalls on their own, maybe I wanted to make an enclosed building that the food court was inside. So let me experiment with that real quick. But first of all, I'm going to change up this path super quick, just so I can be able to expand the path into the other areas of the park. So I'm going to delete this color. And those people are going to be stuck for a hot second. See, paths. Get some more cobblestone over here. Perfect. Say I wanted to put a building right here. Let's see what we can do. Walls, windows. So we got a lot of options, a lot of themed options it looks like. Gates, let's see. I wonder if this is wall sign. There was some glass fence that I used over there. See if I can get back to that, maybe. No, that's okay. So I'll just use these. I'll make like a, looks like a castle theme type place. So see if I can raise these up a little bit. Yes. So what I did was just sort of put my mouse right on top of the wall to make it higher, and that's too many windows. So I'm going to bring that back a little bit. I'll put the windows at the corners. So we got walls. Stack that up. And make this a pretty basic building. Perfect. Looking good so far. Probably a lot of interesting things we can put in here. So let's stack those there. And then I'll put a regular wall right here and then just put windows at the corners. Perfect. Let's put a couple more walls right here to finish it up. And let's put a neat little path inside. What if they have anything that looks like a floor? They got metal plates, pebble, marble. Perfect. Let's fill up this interior. And I wonder what we can... I want to put a couple stalls in here, so I'll actually have to get rid of one of these eventually. So maybe I want to put stalls over here. And let's see, we got pirate hat and dino hat shop, and we've also got hot drinks. So let's put, I don't think I have hot drinks yet, so I'm gonna put hot drinks over, you know, that's gonna block the windows though. So what I might do is just make this a food court and then just put some more stalls out here, just let people have an indoor place to mingle and enjoy their food and snacks. Fries, gotta have fries. And of course, gotta have the restroom nearby. It's a necessity. So let me grab, let's see, paths. So this is something that I noticed that not a whole lot of other games, Tycoon theme park games had, is actual tables. They did have benches and they did have trash cans, but they didn't have actual tables. So what I used to do was take these benches and then just bring them into the corner here and put one here, one there, and one there. And it kind of looked like people were eating together, but there's no table. But this one has tables. And I have some of those umbrella tables over there, so I'm gonna put a different kind in here. Since this is a castle, gotta make it look more castle-y. So I'm gonna put this here. It's on cobblestone. Maybe I'll be able to change that. We'll find out. So we got a few tables. And let's see if I can change that path. Jump back over to path. Let's hit marble. Maybe. Nope. Okay. So when you lay it on a table, you can't change the path just yet, which is understandable. So we've got this, and the only thing we need to do now is add some lights on the inside and then put a roof. So let's look at our light selection. We've got this, almost looks like a fluorescent light. Maybe, and won't place it because it's in the way. It's okay.
No torches?
You know, I think there are torches, probably.
Seems more than
Yeah, I agree. So we got lantern. Let's see.
There you go.
Actually, if I remember correctly, back in paths, there are torches. Perfect. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Perfect. So if you want to have a nice medieval dinner with French fries and hot drinks, this is the and $25 turkey legs, this is the place to come. Maybe I can place that? No. Okay. I think that one light is sufficient, unless I can rotate that. Can't put it in the middle here because it snaps to this grid, so that's okay. All right, scenery. Let's put a roof on this thing and move on. So that looks like a flat roof, which is boring. We want something cooler. Okay, let's see what color. So you can also change the color, rotate, move the item up, move it down. So that's probably an easier way to place. So I'm gonna make this, let's see, this color. Bring the roof together. Zoom out a little bit. Rotate that, finish this roof up. And I'm probably gonna have to flatten it because while I do have this piece, I don't have a piece where it's like half and then it comes together to a point. So I'll go ahead and add this piece, and I'm gonna have to change the color. Nice, maybe I can make that level. Yes, oh, it's a window. It's even cooler. Nice. So next thing we gotta do is add the curved, or not curved, but diagonal wall to complete the roof. Take that, rotate that back around. There we go, coming together nicely. Finish off with a wall with a sign over here. And you know what? I'm going to change that color. See if I can get back to that. Walls. Wall with sign. And make this. I'll just make it white for now. Nice. And of course, we got to finish up the other end. There we go. Let's see. Make this nice and medieval. Yeah, old cookhouse. Even though it's not really a cookhouse, it's just a place to eat. It's a dining room. I like that even better. Yeah. Yeah, old cookhouse is a little too Shakespearean. Table room, nice. Yeah, old table room. So that's how you build a structure, and I'm gonna decorate this on the outside a little bit more with just a little bit more scenery. It's too big. Maybe some bushes. No, see what the hedges look like.
You don't want any trash cans getting in those dog doors.
What's that?
You don't want any trash pandas getting in those dog doors.
No, I do not. So let's, I think some bushes will do so you can sort of see out the window, but it's just looks a little bit more decorated. Nice. See what else we got. I can also surround it with some fences. See what this looks like. That almost looks like a queue line fence. So let's see. Maybe a wooden fence. That looks pretty thematic. Because it's rickety, it kind of looks like it's a haunted house from this angle.
Yeah.
That looks super spooky. Nice.
Now you have to build a haunted house on the other side of that fence.
On the other side over here?
Yeah.
Maybe. Take a quick drink real quick. Brainstorm a little bit. So I wonder if I have enough props to build a haunted house. Let's see. We got dynamite, got some Western themed, sort of pirate themed. Maybe, oh, well, we got barrels. Maybe one day. Cool. So it's looks a little stray, so I'll get rid of that. So, oh, nice. Looks like we got a little mess we got to clean up real quick. And for now, you can't hire any staff that I know of. So when you see a mess, you just gotta click. Click. Oh, I got delete tool selected. Make sure nothing's selected. Click.
Oh man.
Yeah, this is like, all right, so real world advice. You see trash on the floor, reach down, tap it 3 times, it's clean. Done. Totally realistic. Nice. Just playing around, of course. So I'm gonna ride what I call this, Cyclops, right. I'm gonna jump on here and ride this Cyclops and see what that looks like. Nice. And looks like this is one of the rides where I have to move the camera a little bit.
Zoom out.
Yeah. So that's cool. I've never actually seen one of these rides where the riders are facing outwards. Everyone I've ridden, the riders are in a circle, obviously, but they're facing each other. And sometimes there's a floor and there's like a pole in the middle, but a lot of times they're facing each other and there's nothing in the middle, so it's just held up from the outside. So you can see everybody and The last time I rode one of these, there was one girl who was just going crazy, and it was really entertaining to watch. So let's see. It's fun to see how people react to these. We got some stray dynamite there. I don't know how that happened. Luckily, it's just a prop. So I'm going to move over here. Let's see what other things we can... And of course, because it's here, I got to ride the teacups. Just because. This actually looks pretty cool. Like this angle right here, seeing all the scenery. That's what I said. You got to have that scenery. It's all about that scenery. All right, that was an interesting 3 seconds. Let's jump back out of that. And let's see how some of these guests are doing. So like with the rides, if you recall from earlier, you can click on these and get different metrics like satisfaction, excitement, but you can also see what people are thinking. And this is, let's see what these people think. So, okay, with guests, you get even more metrics. You've got happiness, hunger, thirst, tiredness, and bladder. Of course, it's really important to keep track of all of those things equally. And looks like Moses' last thought was, I want to ride Cyclops. And they got to ride Cyclops. Perfect. And some debug information. Cool. So, I'm assuming this is a Tycoon game. Yeah, obviously. What a stupid thing to say. It's obviously a Tycoon game. Tycoon's in the name. So, the only thing is, I can't really tell where the expense reports are or how much income I have or what expenses, what I'm spending money on, because obviously there's going to be maintenance expenses. I mean, of course, you know, I'm spending money on all the props and everything, but I'm talking about like monthly, like recurring expenses. Like obviously, hopefully I'm paying all of my staff to work these stalls. I don't know, maybe I'm not. There's no way for me to tell right now at this stage, but surely that's something that'll pop up in the future. But for now, you can see your money. You can't see it, but it's on the top right, along with the number of visitors you have. And another tool I forgot to mention was the eyedropper tool, which I actually sort of forgot about. So you can use this eyedropper tool, and it'll replicate whatever you have. So I can fix up this path real quick, make sure it matches the aesthetics of the rest of the park, which is cobblestone. Finish this, let's see, finish that. Nice. And as far as I know, all of my guests look pretty happy, so not too concerned about happiness level. But I would like to build a few more rides. See what kind of water ride. Okay, we got log fume. Nice. So let's play. Where do I want to put this? I'm actually going to put this over here in the corner. So something interesting I've noticed about log flume rides in real life, you don't actually get wet while you're on the log ride. You get wet from the bridge that goes over the water drop and splashes you. And I know, I speak from experience, you get soaked. You get much more wet on those observing the ride than you do actually riding. So I put this a little too close to the old table room, so I'm going to turn this. Nice, that looks cool. So I'm going to check on what kind of specials we have for this one. It's probably similar. Yeah, same. So all we have is the stripes. So I'm going to bring this up a little bit more. Bring this up. I want this to be an intense drop. So maybe turn this over some more. Bring it even higher. Nice, finish that turn. And I wonder if I can go straight. Nah, I can't go straight down, but I can go pretty steep. That's too much. I don't know why I keep doing that. I'm getting too excited. There we go. Hopefully I can clear that. Yes, perfect. Complete that loop. And entrance at the front, exit at the back. Nice. So I'm going to test that real quick. Make sure it completes the loop. This time I'm up front. Let's see where this takes us. The first time I ever went to Six Flags, when I was really young, was one of these log flume rides. So even though I wasn't riding any roller coasters, this brings back a lot of memories. Over at Six Flags over Georgia, where I'm from. So we're making this turn here. And I'm going to go down and throw your hands up. Woo! Oh, and there's particle effects too. That's really cool. Nice. That was awesome. All right, let's open that for business. Same deal as before. Get the queue line. Get that going. I'm also guessing this is going to be pretty popular as well. Whoops. Just going to do right like that. And I'll put some scenery right here to fill that back up, maybe a flower bed. And then connect this exit line. Nice. And those dots are yellow, so that tells me that it's still testing, so I gotta open it. Nice. Perfect. So what I want to do with this is put some flower beds right here. And those are accessible here. So just line these up. And this is a water ride, so I'm going to have water around. So what I'm going to do is use this terrain to make a little box. Sort of recessed box into the terrain. And finish that. Then add in some nice Roblox water to that valley. And I don't want people to fall in, so I got to encapsulate that. So let's see. Fence. Glass. Perfect. That's what I wanted. So I'm going to put this around the edges. Hopefully in the future we'll be able to put things like sprinklers and dancing fountains and things like that to put in the water. Maybe there's a prop or something. You can put a fountain in the middle, maybe? Maybe I got to raise the terrain up for that. So I'll just do that real quick. Maybe. Gonna let me do it? Let's see. I know I can afford to. Alright, doesn't want to do that for some reason. That's okay. We got another fountain over here. So let's see what else. So obviously people want to buy souvenirs. So you've got the dino hat and the pirate hat. And no, I did not build those already. So I'm going to put those near the exit of the park because that's when people want to have something to remember your park by. And let's see where I can stuff this. Maybe I can, let's see. I'm going to get rid of this light, and then put the souvenir stalls on the ends here. I got to make sure that arrow is pointing from the path to the stall. That's cool looking. That, and I'm assuming as soon as you place these, people are going to want to buy these. And you'll start seeing pirate hats and dinosaur hats around the park, which is cool. So let me walk around a little bit. I think I saw some garbage back over here somewhere. Yeah, along this path. All right, so that tells me that we probably need to put some trash cans over here because we got tables, we got food, but no trash. So let me jump back over to paths. Pass attachment. Nice. Get this trash can. Put this on either end. By the way, this placement system is really nice. Like, it's really cool. Like, it flows super nice when I'm trying to lay things down. Put one more right there. Perfect. And of course, I gotta clean up these messes. Such an interesting animation. Luckily, it's not too. The park's not too messy. People seem to clean up after themselves here, which is nice. Makes things easier on me. Let's put in another ride.
Can you put trash cans out?
Yeah, I just did that.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, you got these trash cans here. You got trash cans,
Yeah.
and that's not supposed to be there. So I'll put another ride. Maybe we got a roller coaster. We got a water ride. I think there's. Let me see. A few more rides. Let's put another intense ride. So we got the water themed over here. Maybe I want to put it. That's not going to look good in the middle. Maybe I'll stuff this back in the corner next to the water. So I got a pirate ship here. Another ride that I do like. I've also seen, there's a ride that's similar to this, but instead of going sideways, it goes all the way around, which is pretty nauseating if you've ever ridden it in real life, because you're basically just being like held upside down by the restraints, and I did not like that. It was not fun to me. So I'm gonna put this here. I'm gonna have the entrance there, exit over here. I'm gonna wrap the queue line. Sort of fill up this little area here. Maybe I can keep it going. Yes, yes, and yes. I'll have to separate that with a gate, or a fence rather. Make the fences cool. I'm gonna get the more traditional looking. There we go. And I might as well complete the queue line fences just for the aesthetics. Another cool thing I'd like to see is the queue line TVs, which is you'd find at any theme park. Mostly, I think something Six Flags pioneered, because they play like the Looney Tunes on the TV while you're standing in line for the roller coaster. But that's something that'd be cool, especially if this game gets to a point where people getting in line start to get bored, and that would help with guest comfort and things like that. That'd be neat. So got that straightened out, and before I forget, let's get the exit line out of the exit. Lay that down. Another opportunity to put some more scenery right here, maybe some more flower beds. And delete that. Cool. And of course we got to open it on the swinging ship. Nice. So let's see what kind of scenery we can put here. We definitely got to have rocks. Different kind of rocks. Let's put these shapes right here. That looks kind of interesting. Put a star. That looks neat. A couple more. So that's neat. I imagine something like this in real life is a lot of maintenance, getting those hedges to look, or trees, in that particular shape. So we got that. Let me put some more greenery over here. Probably some more lights too, before I forget. So other path attachments. I'm just gonna put a few of these lanterns around. Maybe not. Got lanterns over there. So for the path, I'm gonna stick to these street light looking things, just to be consistent. Put these in various parts, various but strategic areas. And I wonder what kind of greenery. Oh yeah, in my excitement in playing this game, I totally forgot to save. So definitely save. You saw it firsthand. I forgot to save. Make sure you don't forget to save if you decide to play this game, which I definitely recommend it. It's #1 right now, and it's probably going to be #1 for a while. This has been a really exciting release, and to see so much content so soon is really, really awesome. So I'm going to finish up the, let's see, this area right here. Something's got to go here, but I'm not quite. Oh, we got some cacti that we can put in the desert. Scatter these a little bit, just rotate. That's pretty neato. So I'm just gonna probably put some bushes just right along here. It's like one of the most scenic exit. No, that's actually an entrance. That's one of the most scenic entrances I've ever seen. And maybe there's something bigger we can put here. Not sure. So you have different achievements that unlock different items in game. Some of these are locked, like this, and some other items. I can't really tell what they are or how to get the achievements, but that's okay. So maybe, you know, we got a pirate ship here. Maybe I'll just put some gold. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Nice. To top this off, put a few more little lights. Let's see, pass. Where's that at? Pass, nice. So these are little garden lights. And you don't have to put them on a path, which is really convenient. Cool. So we got a pretty solid park, and like I said, you can spend hours and hours on this. And before we wrap up here, I want to explore some of the other parks on the server and see what our other players are doing. We got a few more people in the server. I don't know if they realize they're on the stream or not, but I guess we'll see what they've got. So if you jump on this road, you can go really quickly. And let me just save that real quick before I forget. So let's see what we've got going on at Kirby Legos theme park. If you notice, above your park name is a star rating. I'm guessing that the likes are from users. Yes, so I can like this park if I want to. Cool. And the star ratings are from the actual guests. So before we sign off here, I want to go back and see what my star rating looks like. So, all right, this is neat. We got some torches. And it's interesting how the type of lighting on the park paths makes a huge difference in the overall atmosphere of the park. Like this is more of a tungsten look versus, and even the trash cans, like everything, like even though this game is so early, there's a lot of customization, and it'll be really interesting to see what kind of customization happens in the future. Oh, so this is neat. So this player actually raised this station platform and raised the paths as well. So that's neat. And it looks like they didn't use a whole lot of scenery. So something you could do is probably like raise these terrain a little bit and make this higher up and make that look a little more interesting. Another food court back here. Cool. And, oh, that's the train ride, vintage cars. I don't think we had that. Cool. So let's check out a couple others. I'm gonna head back this way. Looks like we've got a park in the very beginning here. That's cool. Let's jump down here and see what's going on down at the very end. All right, we've got, oh, that's great. We've got Hubba's theme park. So that's cool. We've got some cacti at the front. And this guy's park is really dirty. Probably because there's no trash cans. It makes me wonder, can I ride some of these, somebody else's ride? Let's find out. Maybe I can jump up. No. Maybe I have to wait till it comes back down. Wonder what this is. I don't think I have this. Space rings? Maybe I gotta wait for the ride to start.
Those are the gyroscope things that spin.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I recognize it now.
Drag or something.
What's that?
Maybe you can click and drag and it'll spin you.
No? Oh my. Okay.
Did you hit F?
Yeah, I did. So as you can see, I clicked on this ride and it opened up the information for that. But, and this is obviously somebody else's park, but when I tried to edit it, it says, you do not have building rights. So that's good. You can't tinker with other people's parks. So, all right, that's Hubba's park. So let's jump back to my park real quick, see what the rating's at before I leave. Actually, I think it's at the top. 2.5, maybe. I can't see it. Let's run back over there real quick. It's fun to see. I've never played a theme park game that is multiplayer in that you can have the parks right next to each other. That's really neat. And it opens up a lot of doors for being co-op building and also getting inspiration from your fellow players. So I'm sure this game's going to open up a lot of doors in the future. So this is my park. Only 2.5 stars, which I guess everybody starts out with 0 or 1 star. So I guess as time goes by, more guests will come and enjoy the park for what it is and give a better rating. And of course, I'm sure it's based on other factors like how many rides you have, how much scenery. That's a cool shot. I'll have to screenshot that. Nice. As long as it doesn't freeze the game. Okay, well, I guess that's a great place to stop.
It might just be showing you Alt-Tab C if you're
Oh yeah, let's Alt-Tab. Oh yeah, it pulls up a little menu. Yeah, okay, there we go. So there you go. That is Den_S's Theme Park Tycoon 2, released yesterday. An absolutely fantastic game so far. I know I've said this several times today, but I really cannot wait to see where this game goes. It is already incredibly popular, and I'm waiting for the day where it reaches 20,000 concurrent players because it was really close. And again, that's something I haven't seen in a long time. And I haven't seen a theme park game of this amount of depth in Roblox. I've seen pre-built theme parks, like I believe it was called Roblox Theme Park, and some other replicas of like Disneyland, Disney World type stuff. But this is the only one that I've played where you build your own, and it's so robust, so early in the game. I hope you enjoyed today's stream. This is our game spotlight. We're premiering new games as they come out every Monday right here. You'll see me, you'll see Jack, and we'll be coming in, playing with you on your Monday stream. And be sure to follow us on all of our social media. We're Roblox on Twitter, Roblox on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook. Follow us on all of them. And be sure to follow us on Twitch as well. The follow button is over here and down. If it's purple, make it green. Is that right? If it's purple, make it not purple anymore. So you get a notification every time we go live. And let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Are we rebroadcasting?
Yeah.
We are going to rebroadcast. So cool. If you're rebroadcasting, thanks for watching. And we will see you. Don't miss our other shows. We've got the Creator Show every other Thursday. We've got Let's Play with our community team on Wednesday. And the next level every Friday. Oh, before I forget, let's talk about, I know Jack introduced our streaming event coming up on Saturday. That is our 12-hour stream. We're going to be streaming all day, 10 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Pacific. It is going to be really exciting. I hope you have time to tune in for that on your Saturday. And I think that sums everything up. So thanks for tuning in again to Game Spotlight. I'm your host, Max. Have a wonderful rest of your week and have a great Monday. Thanks.